Metro 2033 has a very different story compared to most games. The game was set in a book for once, so you know it's going to have an interesting story. And I'm just going to break it up as easily as I can for you. Big fuck up, destroy world. Radiation monsters and mysterious things happen. Everyone live in Moscow underground metro station and is communist v Nazi. So okay, I guess it's got the similarity with Fallout 3, when the world is destroyed and you have radiation and mutated monsters. But the game is nothing like Fallout 3, so you can put that out of your heads. You play as Russian Artem, who sets out on a quest to save his homeland, in this case his metro station within the Hool catacombs, where his fellow Russians live and die trying to fend off the hordes of monsters intent on killing them. Artem does not talk at all during the actual game. He only talks in between chapters, like a narrator almost, so I thought that was pretty shitty for character development.
Life was never easy in the tunnels, but it was our home.
Artem, though, on his suicidal missions will come across plenty of his fellow Russians, but I am going to have to warn you, none of them will last very long with what the tunnels have to throw at you.
Hello, Artem. Another patrol was attacked last night. The hospital's full.
Do we need to wait long?
The situation's under control.
Voice acting is pretty well done. Sometimes Russian accents can be a little weak, but generally it conveys the game's atmosphere. The atmosphere is a rather gloomy looking one. The world is definitely missing some touch of Mother Nature. Overall, I like the story, and I get the feeling the atmosphere is trying to give out. Being underground most of the time, with the odd little settlements here and there, just isn't my idea of greatness. The story itself is interesting and mysterious, the set pieces are well done, but the story, whilst different, is nothing too special. This game was made for the PC and more or less downgraded for the console, so please, if you have a decent PC, get the full experience by getting it for PC. Metro is a shooter with a different take on things. It can be more of a survival game in which you really gotta watch your ammo and think before shooting. This game can be ridiculously hard at times. At the 3-hour mark I ran out of ammo and I had to go on fighting Nazis with my knife, which was nearly impossible, and well, thankfully I got past it and I got to review this game. But that was my first little problem. But let me hit up one of my main problems with the game. The AI is terrible, they're just fucking dumb. A guy will come over to you and point his gun directly at your face, and then run back to his comrades.
Fuck! There's a grenade!
Then at other times when you think you've got one up on your enemy, sneaking through the shadows, using the game's stealth, all of a sudden spotted, and 2 seconds later you're dead. So the AI is just unpredictable in a bad way. Now onto the shooting side of things. The guns seem a little iffy, though not that bad. It doesn't have the tight gameplay other shooters would have, but what I really like about the game is you have 2 different ammo types. Premium grade bullets made before the fuck up, and the shitty ones that are made underground. People of Moscow actually use the premium grade bullets as a type of currency, so you'll want to save them up for new guns, armor, and of course ammo, because despite in comparison with the premium bullets, you're gonna need a lot of stuff to survive in this linear game. I also like the fact they've gone for a Far Cry map and compass. It could feel more of an adventure if the game wasn't so fucking dark with monsters at every corner. The game's more like a horror. This game will make you jump, it made me jump, but it's not that bad. It is pretty mild at the end of the day, so yeah, the game for me is just a little too dark, therefore a little too boring. I appreciate what the design is trying to give out, but I get that side of things in the graphics section. I felt the game was too limiting. I don't really want to stay underground for the whole duration of Metro. Sure, you do get to go up on the surface, but at only certain times of the game. Overall, it doesn't do anything new other than the fact you're underground for most parts of the game, which was a bad thing for me. I didn't like it, so I'll take 2 points off for just that. Though I do like the merchants and different guns to buy as you progress. So no, it's a little above average for the gameplay, I'm afraid. The actual graphics are relatively quite good. The graphics themselves surprised me a little. Character models look good, but a little out of sync when talking. It's the design, feel and atmosphere that brings this game down for me. The design itself gives out, as I said, a rather lonesome, gloomy atmosphere with a hint of, as I said, horror. For a while this felt awesome, but after 3 hours I felt a little bored with these tunnels. Don't get me wrong, you do actually go up to the surface a number of times and different places, so it's not extremely limiting like that, but I'm reviewing the game as a whole. What I did like though is after making your way through its catacombs you come across different settlements within the metro, where your fellow humans are based. Like this guy playing guitar. Despite the whole world in a post-apocalyptic state, mankind lives on, for there's not much life out in those tunnels. And it's those fucking tunnels that brings this game down. I hate what the game is trying to do because it fucking gets it. It's depressing. I don't feel like picking the game up because it's all the same to me. Try for a little variation, Metro. Fallout 3 was an open world game. Do you think you could possibly make an open world game in a bunch of tunnels? No, of course not. That's it. That is what the game is. It's a series of tunnels, catacombs, whatever you want to call them. It has its moments, and sometimes I feel the game's sense of survival is pretty good, but generally no. Design should aim to impress, not depress. So to cut it short, to put a fine line on things, in conclusion, the graphics are quite good. Design will only appeal to some. Despite everything that I said, I did have some fun with the game. The game is around 10 hours with no online. It's not the best buy, but it's worth checking out. It's coming straight from a Russian novel, so you won't have that American influence like you have in every game on the market. But at the end of the day, it's night. Therefore this game is too dark and gloomy. The story itself is rather good, as with the graphics, but everything around that just wasn't doing it for me. If you hate going underground in Fallout 3, you'll probably be on level with me. But if you really don't mind it, go and check this game out. 4A Games could do with a little support, perhaps we can look forward to a better release next time, but Metro 2033 was a little above average in my opinion. This has been Jazz for Jazz Reviews. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now please fucking subscribe.